be very, very interesting. Wolves all the way down at the top basically have that place almost entirely to themselves, except being contested on the outskirts by Team GG.
Yeah, absolutely. And 17JL going to grab himself a bunch of free loot here. I love this map purely because the amount of loot. You get some really good loot really quick. And we talk about, you know, value of comps on certain maps. And we've been quite vocal about how we think, you know, Holoroth doesn't have bad circles for monks, but it's I think it's more reliable that you're probably going to get a circle with a lot of terrain, which means monk can struggle. But then the flip side of that is just the quality of the loot on Holoroth means that monk's quite good because monk, again, reliable on getting that good loot. So it's that weird kind of like, in one way, it's like you might have a circle that doesn't suit your monk, but at the same time, you could also get pretty good gear for your monk. So if you do get a circle that's good for it, then it's going to be very, very impactful. So I always find it interesting kind of watching what teams do look to pick up. Obviously, we've seen a massive rise in Takeda on Holoroth in both solos and trios. Players are really starting to favor him here, as WBG kind of sticking to a more traditional comp, rocking the Tammy in this monk comp. So we have seen so much over in the NBPL for the last season. I mean, pretty much the staple monk comp is the one with Tammy, or transformer comp, I guess, with Tammy. But Wolves anyway have found themselves GG. GG, pretty bad first game for themselves. Knocked out very, very early and put in a very dangerous position. Wolves immediately actually have to pop the transformation here because they got themselves pretty heavily chunked out, and Wolves now looking to get away, but already one thing has been incredibly chunked out by Miskir, who's chasing with these slams onto him, does get caught on the pillar, so is unable to actually really make it stick. And 14, he transformed to scare GG away, but hasn't been able to find a grab, and GG's just scattered. They want nothing to do with this fight anymore. And Wolves, they burned a pretty crucial ultimate there and didn't really gain anything for it. 14's going to have to heal himself back up. Not the start they wanted in this game.
No, you know, 14 here, though, and Wolves are off to a decent start in terms of loot, though, which is something they typically struggle with. You know, we saw last game, they were all still rocking blue armor by endgame. Here they are with 2 purple armors under their belt and at least 1 purple weapon between them. GG, however, all rocking white armor. They've not even been able to find blue armor here. And Wolves now, yes, they did trade that monk ult, but they traded it for a crucial ult off the back of Team GG as well. And GG now in a position where they're on the receiving end of their Yueshon ult here from Team Wolves, and Wolves just blitzing through GG as GG doesn't have the armor or gear to back it up. We're going to see a parry come out here from LXM, but the rest of Wolves here to support him very quickly. 14 is going to find himself on the receiving end of LXM. Up at least 1 elimination here. LXM says, look, I might be going down, GG might be going down here, but
are you sure about that?
1 elimination, but I'm very sure,
about
as
that.
he gets himself Dragon Rush immediately into the Nezha's Might, and Wolves follows it up. The ult also locking him down in place there against the wall, but GG does crucially pick up at least 1 elimination there before they get sent back to the Soul Altar. They make Wolves work for it, and they make Wolves burn resources. So great plays from GG in a very sticky situation for the likes of them. As we see now, XCG coming in here on the likes of Max Club. Max just trying to hold it together. We're going to see their Transformer trying to cover for the rest of the team, but Lulu gets grabbed. Lulu's just going to get immediately smashed onto here, and we're going to see Zhao on a throw from the grab down. Kuhn going to be forced to de-transform on the backside of the wall as VL shows up and starts hammering both teams with cannons. XCG going to back off as well as Max Club in the other direction, and it looks like VL has chosen Max Club as their potential target here. But Rivalia here a little far away from the rest of their team, so it doesn't look like they're actually going to pressure into this fight.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to back off for now as XCG looking to hunt down Max, though. Seeing if they can get these arrow shots in here. Not going to be able to... Actually, he does hit one there. Takes the armor away of 9HQ. That's going to be them a little bit more scared on that front. They are just going to get the armor recovery. In comes the Sandstorm, and Max are being completely maxed out here, looking for these counters. The double uppercut comes in. It looks like Kirk is going to be going very, very low. Pinned against the wall. Night HQ does get taken down, actually, as they do find themselves an opportunity to turn it around. The transformation comes out as well. And suddenly, Max bought themselves the space and make it work. They even find a grab onto J-Team's ZK, getting the slam off. Maybe the re-grab. Yes, they can find it. Maybe the triple. Oh, they get another J-Team member. It's not the same grab on the same person, but man, are they making it work. They are going to be losing way too much HP here, though, to J-Team. And J-Team should just be able to get a freebie. No slam will come through as Eagle slides in and takes that kill. J-Team are on the board with their second kill.
Yeah, huge for J-Team there as they come in and they clean up the scraps for that fight. XCG making the smart decision there to just go ahead and back straight out of that fight after basically having won it. Sure, they probably could have stuck around and picked up Xiaonan, but those monk transformations make a lot of noise and draw a lot of attention. And sure enough, J-Team's there to immediately follow it up, trying to come through there. And is the one who shows up for the third party. If XCG had stuck around, they could have found themselves in a very nasty situation. Wolves here in a terrible situation, caught quite literally between a monk, a ballista, and a Bane's Breath. There's not a whole lot Team Wolves could really do in this particular situation. EWG shows up. They've got the ballista control. One of them drops the Bane's Breath, and Yiran sitting there with the ult waiting. So the monk has nothing he can do in this situation. The ballista just gets free shots on him. He can't really tap dodge. He can't afford to stop and demonk either because he's locked into that animation, and the Bane's Breath will likely just go ahead and drop on his head while he's stuck and just gets eliminated by that. And then immediately after that, he would have to bell. And if he bells and the ballista shot comes after the end of his bell animation, he just dies anyway. It's such an unfortunate situation for Wolves to get caught out in there, but they do get caught out in it, and they're going to be sent back to the Soul Altar. Luckily, they still have their resurrections here and are going to be able to stay alive here in the game. One of them also, more importantly, holding on to that resurrection as they wait for the likes of EWG to go ahead and back off of their bodies there. So hopefully he can go in and maybe get some resurrections off. But we'll see how that plays out here as ESK being chased by 17JL, our MVPs from last game. And, 17JL here kind of stacked. They don't have the purple armor they're looking for, but that legendary longsword going to put in absolute work as AS continues to just grapple chase. But they need to be careful. VL waiting in the wings here, and sure enough, there's the third party. And VL initiates on this. They don't know 17JL's here. They're going to start burning ultimates immediately, and as soon as the rest of 17JL shows up, this is going to be a smorgasbord for the likes of 17JL, a very easy third-party target for the likes of them. VL getting picked up by ESK here, and 17JL more than happy to also start throwing shots as Krez just goes super low from the likes of Musket and repeating crossbow here from 17JL, and sure enough, they come in and they start cleaning up the scraps.
Well, 17JL, lovely little pickup there, lovely little tidy up. It's only their second kill, so again, 17JL, a team who've been relatively quiet at the start, and oh, here we go. We're gonna get ourselves a bit of a 3v3. WBG will be going up against EWG. Sleepwalker immediately throws down the transformation as he's gonna try and look for a grab onto one of these members. Not able to get it as in they go with the Valda. Sleepwalker's just lost way too much HP. The spear to the back of the head, and they're just ganging up on the monk. They do find a grab in response, though. The double slam comes out, and Uran is down. Sleepwalker might just have done it. He's low HP, though. Can Santi do it? Can he save the day? Sleepwalker putting in the work. How on earth did WBG win that?
EWG had such a good strategy there. We saw the wind wall come up. We saw, of course, the Valda come up and just spear on repeat the monk, who couldn't do anything about Valda just sitting up in her ultimate there. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. He was able to find the double grab. And sometimes that's all it takes for these Transformer comps, is to just be able to find that double grab. And speaking as a monk player, I know just how hard that can be. And WBG Sleepwalker, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can't sleep on Sleepwalker. He is one of the best monk players in the league. TM here also going to come out on top in their realm of Yang. WBG picks up Vermilion Bird's Might. Let's see what TM decides to take here.
Looks like it is
going
to be a Bird's Might for themselves.
Yes, it is.
So, oh, Mystic Might gets picked up for GG. Interesting. So, they didn't get this from a realm of Yang. They just got their Mystic Might. Now, Mystic Might did get the damage reduction that Draco Storm used to have. They took that off Draco Storm and added it to Mystic Might. Do I think Mystic Might is now on par with Draco Storm and Vermilion Bird's Might? No. It's definitely a significant step up for it, and it makes it a little bit more of a desirable one, because before Mystic Might was a bit... you kind of lost the coin toss, and you had like a 1 in 3 chance of getting the bad one, and when you got it, it really felt bad, especially when you put like a lot of effort and resources in to get it. Now I think it stings a little bit less. Obviously, it recovers your rage, it gives you that kind of scouting ability, but then also giving you damage reduction. Does make for a more interesting kind of like, I guess it's still pretty passive as a buff. But I think it's definitely in a way better place than it was, before. Well, I literally just the patch before. So I do like this change. I still think it needs... I was talking to Darby about it, actually. I was saying I think it just needs like a slight movement speed buff as well. And then I think it's probably actually quite good. If it gives you just more movement speed. The ability, basically at that point, it's like the hunt and pursue one, where like you're harder to kill because you're the hunter. You got the movement speed. You don't have to rely on as many grapples to keep your kind of chase going as well. I think movement speed and Mystic Might is a pretty top one to grab, as WBG are low-key starting to get kind of scary. They are getting quite a lot of gear. They had this in the last game though. They weren't so geared up, but they had good weapons. And they just fell short. They just fell short in that final circle. So eyes definitely on WBG to see if, World Championship is where they finally find that return to form. As we're seeing Valdasphere coming down. EWG fresh off their loss in the realm of Yang, looking to win versus TM here. Is Pampy going to be de-transforming, is instantly going down. The grab from Uran as well, as he looks for that second grab. Can't quite get it. Is not going to get the slam down in time, but they will find the catch out for the moment. And doesn't matter if TM have themselves the Vermilion's Bird's Might, because it won't be winning them this fight, but it will at least be saving them from this fight. They're going to desperately try and get away, get the heels off, but Unique not going to be able to live for long. Picked up as the Bird Might comes in, and the shark from Sansi swallows them whole. EWG find themselves a win, but oh no! WBG!
This is so sad for EWG. Okay, I have to talk about what just happened here, because I don't think we quite picked up on it. But the fact that EWG finds Team TM, the only team on the map that still has Vermilion's Bird Might, is absolutely terrible for them, because they still had the debuff from losing the fight inside the realm of Yang, and they had 50 seconds remaining to pick up a Soul Bloom Essence from winning a fight. They win a fight, but it's the only fight on the map that's not going to net them a Soul Bloom Essence because of the Vermilion Bird Might not leaving a Karen behind. So EWG goes out, they find the eliminations that they need, but it's the only team in the entire game that won't give them that precious Soul Bloom to save their lives. And as we see here, you can take a look at the scoreboard. There they are. They win the fight, but they're still eliminated because no Soul Bloom Essence comes down. The Vermilion Bird Might actually eliminating EWG.
That is painful. That is very, very painful for them. Knocked out with 5 kills, and it's not going to get much better for them. Them and ESK and VNGC have all been knocked out so far. Actually, ESK is still in it. They've still got 1 player. So 2 players down, 2 teams down, sorry. So 14 teams do remain. And seeing where the circles go, you can see there's 2 Realm of Yangs spawning up and a Draco Storm. Actually, is that 3 Realm of Yangs? That is
indeed 3 realms.
Looks like J-Team are going to get into this one. Looks like they should be able to do so. They actually find themselves in a fight versus SD here. SD, Way Forever, just going to try and pop the stun down onto these members. J-Team going to finish up Way Forever. They got time to get in. They're chilling. They're going to get themselves an extra couple of kills if they can. And there we go. Able to head forward, and they can go into that realm of Yang quite comfortably if they want to take it. But they are being somewhat hesitant from the looks of things about actually going for it. Interesting. WBG, though, they are chilling, man. Like, they want to fight. They've got some confidence in them. This is good to see. I like this. Sleepwalker immediately opening up a transform. You see her atop the pillar. Another transform has broken out. It's going to be forced down. That repeating crossbow doing quite a lot of HP here as Mines immediately getting chunked out as in comes Loves as well in response. Mines is just too low. Sleepwalker will chase him down and look to finish him up. The bell is going to get popped. He's going to rely on his armor, maybe get himself a bit of a heal off. A Sleepwalker has lost a fair amount of HP as well, getting a few wild hits in. He's going to have to de-transform, pop that bell. Still got his shield to work with in the meanwhile. Switches out to the cannon mean for a quick bit of damage as Jing going toe-to-toe with Loves here. BLD very much on the back foot, but Sleepwalker low HP as he's going to try and desperately hold on for now. They're going to try and see if they can get this a little bit extra damage onto Sleepwalker. Loves, can he finish him up? Yes, he can. Sleepwalker's low. Now they get one more kill. Loves is running away. He has nobody else with him. And WBG win the fight. 2 Roma Yangs back-to-back for them.
Yeah, this is huge for WBG. This is exactly what I wanted to see from them coming in here. They're running Transformers comp again. They know they need to gear to go to late game. Last game, they didn't really get the final circle they needed for a Monk to actually pop off here. It looks like they're going to take the Mystic Might as well. And this is a great stage to start hunting teams down in the game as well for them because of how geared they actually are as a Transformer comp. So I agree with the pick of taking the Mystic Might out of here over the Draco Storm. XCG obviously going for the Draco Storm as well. Team Moore getting ready to go to head here with Team GG. GG, of course, struggling last game. This game, they've been able to pick up 4 eliminations and try to make something happen here. Moore sees 330 pop up here, and unfortunately, I do believe Ku goes down, and the instantaneous double grab. And this is why you don't mess with 330 when he's on Monk. Again, we talked about Sleepwalker earlier. We've talked about Eagle earlier. 330 being the other Monk. We always talk about being one of the best Monk players in the CN Pro League, and he just shows immediately why. Monk's up, grabs 2 people off the rip, and it switches that fight on its head instantaneously.
You can also see he's trying to prove that he's the best Monk in the world. Good wisp actually lands onto Zing there for CXG. Just able to get themselves away from the cannon barrage that is hunting them down. As BLD just watching from beyond the grave at the moment as WBG just getting even more Soul Jades. So many legendary Soul Jades. There's a couple on the floor as well. I assume not ones of use to them, so they are just going to leave them there. But WBG are kitted right now. The only thing they're really missing is golden armor at this point. But for the most part, Sleepwalker, golden weapon, he is going to be absolutely chunking people when he gets onto them. Bell gets popped just to see if anybody is about. And it is going to be a scary, scary game to go up versus the likes of WBG in their current state. But YZG are tied with them in kills, and we haven't really seen too much of YZG. They've just been kind of quietly picking up kills left, right, and center. As BLD do get the respawn off in time, so they are going to be sitting quite comfortable, and they're just going to kind of grab what Soul Jades I guess they can from here. There's probably at least a few good ones in all of that.
Yeah, the problem is they're running on a ticking clock right now. They have 1 minute and 45 seconds to find and kill a team so that they can get Soul Bloom essences, right? As soon as that minute 45 ticks up, it doesn't matter what they're doing. They could literally have just killed somebody, and if they haven't picked up the Soul Bloom essence, they're gone. They disappear from this game forevermore. and they have a very tall hill to climb here. A minute and 45 seconds to find and eliminate another team is a very tall order for a team who just resurrected and finds themselves very far behind. And the closest team near them is WBG. And I'm going to tell you right now, WBG is not the team they want to try to take this fight against.
No, not at all. They want nothing to do with them. But we're going to cut out of the snow, or just to the edge of it. So we're looking over at BLD. Obviously, like you're saying, they need to find these kills if they want to keep themselves in this game. And VL looks to be the team that they're going to open up onto. Zay going to open up immediately. They go catch onto them. And oh, there it is. That's a lot of damage. Those soldiers doing work, but the Wushen is going to deny. BLD unable to find the kill, but they are going to chase into the zone. They are desperate, and you can see it. Krendor so low. Krendator, sorry, very, very low. BLD loves, able to grab him. There we go. Picking it up quite comfortably as Mine's now going to go for the transformation and look to try and finish up the remaining members. Zay is going to eat a little bit of damages. Actually, it looks like TM are closing in, and so are Wolves. Wolves are looking just to tidy this one up. The cannon barrage just raining down onto Riviera as they are being chunked out. Paralyzing just able to get his way out to safety, as well as Wolves able to slide in and just threaten the kill. That was very, very scary, as VL are going to be eliminated as Riviera is going to be knocked out.
Yeah, man, what a turn of events there. BLD as well. They were able to get in and find the elimination in the 11th hour there. And unfortunately, Wolves and TM just show up out of nowhere, ready to punish the likes of both teams. And I think BLD actually just ends up with a single player left alive, holding on for dear life. And Wolves here, this could be a very interesting game for them, because this is typically where we see Wolves pop off. They play much better games here on Holoroth for some reason. They also typically, when they have good gear going into late game, that's when they excel. And here they are getting ready to go into late game in a Transformers comp with huge gear for their team, and they're running that Transformers comp that serves them so well in the late game. It's going to be interesting to see as we head towards those final circles. We are zone 4, getting ready to collapse onto zone 5 in the next 24 seconds as we take a look here at XCG trading shots with a YZG. YZG trying to use those cannons to just go ahead and build a little bit of rage up and burn some resources out of XCG here. And XCG more than happy to just keep things on the move, but they need to be careful. Team Wolves waiting just over this hill here, waiting for any team to dare push them. TM also down that same hill, looking to push up and potentially move onto that Morris Blessing, see if there's any scraps left behind. But I do believe Wolves has scraped that barrel clean, as they are carrying some very, very good loot for themselves here. Purple armor on everybody except their monk, who's rocking that legendary armor for himself right now, and I do believe a legendary weapon as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I like about this map. It's there's so much gear, and everyone just starts doing just insane damage when you're on this map. It's brilliant. As we are getting a snow ending here to this game. Wolves just circulating around the edge of Imperial Village. Have obviously picked up that Mora's Blessing, got himself the armor and the goodies that were inside it. So I was just looking for a couple of shots onto the TM boys over there, but not going to be able to land those shots, unfortunately, for now. 6 minutes left until this game starts to get into that crazy everybody's in the zone fight. And unlike the last game, it does feel like we do have a brief moment of respite, a brief moment where the players can just look to try and control a certain part of the map or a certain part of the zone for them to basically hide at. So, interestingly different game from before.
Yeah, you know, slightly different, but look at how many players we have left alive going into the zone, right? We're zone 5 now, 24 players left alive, whereas typically we still have 30 to 32 players kicking about here. There's been a lot of eliminations coming through, part of that being from the, you know, the realm of Yang, and then the aggression that creates out of the teams who lose in there, who are forced to pop out. Wolves picks up another. This is gonna be
how? How do they keep doing this? They've got a golden repeating crossbow and a golden swarm now. Like, their ranged harass is going to be unparalleled. Like, no one's going to be able to deal with that. Like, you transform into a monk, and you are just going to die because you're just a massive target. Swarm unloads, repeating crossbow unloads. And if you miss that one grab, in the time it takes you to get the reset, you have to think about moving. I don't think there's a Kurumi Transformer team here either. No, so there is no way to top yourself back up. You might just have to be forced to ult early. So if you can find the pick onto Wolves, that's going to be very, very big. As this here Zephyr being sent out. Pampy here has transformed, and Sandstorm is going to go down. So there is still at least some way for all these players to stay somewhat safe, but for now, I was looking to move away there. Pampy did look for a grab onto the Terracross Warrior, but unable to make those shots land. And 4 minutes 45. Circle now sliding in. Wolves have transformed themselves. It's going to land a cheeky grab onto another monk. So they're not going to be able to pull them with you. 14 is just going to back away for now.
I'm not sure what happened to GU here, but somebody pummeled the ever-living heck out of Team Wolves here while 14 was looking for those grabs and was unable to find them, but it looks like they were able to get an ultimate down there from their Temi and cover. GG's Miskia here going to go down here to 17 JL, who is a team that's not been quiet today whatsoever, but GG's 330 able to get the grab onto TM, and 17 JL able to get at least one kill out of the double grab. J-Team's Eagle coming through as well. Yep, 17 JL is going to go down, and now J-Team Eagle starting to put in the work here on this comp. Picking up a couple of eliminations. 330 still looking for more eliminations. Wolves sitting up top here though, and it looks like 330 going to be forced to de-monk. Doesn't have any of that ultimate left for himself. XCG going to pick up that elimination on to CXE here before he demonks as well. Wants to loot that body, but fire arrows coming out from the side from whom I can only assume is Team Wolves there, making it very hard for them to loot that body. YZG down to 2 members left alive, trying to pick up another member of Team GG there on the Terracotta Warrior. Almost does with the Soul Slash. Comes in, forced to cancel that Soul Slash out there as he sees the potential parry coming out and is forced to turn around and just release a regular charged click there. WBG sitting up top as well. WBG, another team that's been doing very, very well here in game number 2. They started to make a little bit of a comeback there in game 1, but weren't quite able to make it happen in the final zone. And now here with 9 eliminations of the belt coming to the final zone, it's starting to look like it could be a WBG game here. YZG forced to monk up here as Team Wolves comes in, and it looks like they actually pick up a grab onto XCG's Ling HQ. And we see Wolves 14 coming around the corner as well, looking to make a grab here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to as Nai HQ goes ahead and turns into the Terracotta Warrior. So 14 just looking to throw hands at anybody he can here, and there's not a lot of targets available for 14. And YZG picks up Sleepwalker. He doesn't have the follow from his team to make anything happen. The grab comes out, the slam comes down, his teammate comes in and tries to make something happen there, but he's not quite able to make the coverage happen, and WBG is going to keep Sleepwalker alive here. 330 coming up and over the top here, looking to land some grabs, is going to pick up Sleepwalker. Twice Sleepwalker's been grabbed now. He's going to get the 1 gram on Sleepwalker, gets the slam out, gets the re-grab onto Sleepwalker, picks up TM as well, and that's going to be it. WBG loses their monk. This is the worst possible scenario for the likes of WBG. Into the final circle, looted up all the gear they could possibly want, and their monk finds himself grabbed out time and time again and gets eliminated right here in the Rift.
They look so much better, but they still having absolutely catastrophic issues for themselves. As we actually do see YZG taking out some of the members of Wolves there as well. It's getting scary. It's getting hard for any of these kind of top teams to make that final moment, that final big stretch here. YZG leading the charge. You see the UASN out to safety just to get away for the moment, but GG relentless in their pursuit for this damage, for these kills, as Miss Kier does look for the slam there, but not able to get it. Here comes a massive Viper stun from J-Team's Little, able to lock the entire lobby down, goes for the damage onto Miss Kier, can't quite connect it, and he's taken out by a longsword. Charge click with a range. Absolutely beautiful slash coming in as 3-3 over GG has transformed. There's 3 monks now into this circle. Grabs going a little bit wide there from Wolves, but they are able to get 1 on to QGG. Can he get the slam is the real question. No, interrupted before it's even going to be happening. Everybody's staying up in the air. There's 9 players, and this is getting very, very close. We do see Xiao goes down there for Wolves, and it is just up to 14 to somehow hold long enough in this game, to hold fast. He has the bell, he has golden armor, but he doesn't have the health to work with, and he will be going down absolutely flawless there from 3-3-0. And GG, it looks like this is their game. QGG is going to try and put a stop to that, as he does take out one of the members. As 1 versus 2, he can't hold fast enough. And GG, they'll take first in placement. Do they take first in points?
Well, we're going to find out very shortly whether they're going to be walking away the MVP. And sure enough, with the first place finish, the multiplier is going to buy GG their first MVP here in the World Championship. And of course, much, much better game for them here in Game 2 than in Game 1. And man, what a game this was. So many teams with the potential to come out on top here. Wolves with a massive amount of gear in the right place. That Transformer comp comes out, unfortunately. All of the players, this was a bad ending circle for Transformers.
Yes.
There's just so much little terrain for these Transformers to work with to grab anything, and they want to focus on getting eliminations, right? They're here, they're monked up, they're like, I want to go for these grabs, but at some point you need to turn and look at these other monks and go, there's my elimination. I need to stop wasting time trying to grab players who are hiding where I can't grab them, and just start turning that energy on them. WBG, unfortunately, Sleepwalker costs them this game. He gets grabbed not once, but 4 different times by 3 separate monks before he's able to monk up in this final circle.
Because they stay in the jar.